Hey, what's going on? My name is George and welcome to another e-commerce video. So in this video, I'm going to show you the best e-commerce business model that you can start right away after you're done watching this video. So first things first, let me introduce myself. My name is George and I've been doing e-commerce for the past 4 years. So I started e-commerce with something called drop shipping, which is basically you're the middleman and you sell physical items to people and then you get a supplier to send those items on your behalf to the customer. But don't worry, I'm not going to be teaching you about drop shipping in this video. Instead, I'm going to propose you a very unique e-commerce business model. So if you've been thinking about starting e-commerce, then I think right now is one of the best times. And as you might have heard, in 2020, the total volume of e-commerce has jumped dramatically. And this just shows the adoption of e-commerce worldwide. People are starting to shop online more than before, and this has a direct impact on our sales. And as you can imagine, it's a positive impact because the more people buy online, the bigger the pie gets, and then everyone can benefit. So first off, let's start with some numbers. In front of you, you can see this is my Shopify Backend. Now, if you don't know what Shopify is, it's basically a platform to create e-commerce websites. In my opinion, it's one of the best. And you can see right here that my sales for today are $210, and this month I did $4,000 in sales. Now, I know these are not crazy numbers, and I'm going to show you the profit just in a second, but this is a brand new store. I was testing the creators, I was testing the audiences, so only now we're slowly starting to gain some traction. And then if we jump to ordermetrics.io, which is an application that basically takes all of the revenue, all of the costs, and then gives you the net profit, you can see right here that today so far I got 7 orders. I've spent $28 on advertising and the net profits is $83 so far. All right, so now that we have the numbers out of the way, let me actually show you what we're going to be selling and then how to actually make it work. So first off, this is the product that we're going to be selling. It is a digital product and it's called custom illustrations. Basically, someone sends you a photo and you then create some kind of custom illustration from that photo. It can be any theme, any style. As you can see right here, someone sends them a photo and then that artist or that person creates that illustration in a digital format, okay? So the idea is very simple, but the question is, how do we actually go about executing it? And here on my whiteboard, I have actually created a little outline of how it's going to work. Let me actually write Trello right here, a little add-on. All right, so this is how it's going to work. First off, you're going to be buying Facebook ads, right? Facebook ads is where you're going to be targeting people. That's where you're going to be spending money to actually get people to visit your website, okay? And then your website is going to be hosted with Shopify. So Shopify is an e-commerce website. So Shopify is a platform where you can build e-commerce websites, okay? On Shopify, you're going to be selling these custom portraits. And then once you get an order on Shopify, you're then going to go to Fiverr and you're going to look for artists or for people who will actually create that order, that illustration for you, okay? And remember, you only need the digital format, okay? And the reason I wrote Trello here is because once you start growing, you would like to actually get those artists from Fiverr and then actually manage them yourself on Trello. And Trello is just an order management application that is super useful. I use it for my business, and yeah, it's a great thing. So you can actually get your artist to join Trello. You can create the whole structure, the all the orders, so everything is going to be very manageable. Because when it comes to these custom illustration strategy, because you're doing custom, some people are going to want a revision, right? So some people are going to say like, hey, listen, I really love this, but can you change something? So, and in order to keep track of that, you are going to use Trello to make sure that everything is organized and that you don't miss anything, okay? So then once you actually create the illustration, so you're going to find an artist on Fiverr, or you're going to then get them to Trello, you are then going to send that illustration to the end customer, right? So to the customer who actually bought from you. And remember, you are still selling only a digital file, right? So that's the beauty about it. You're not selling any physical products just yet. And then once you send the customer the email and you say, hey, whatever, Mary, thank you so much for waiting patiently. Here is your illustration. And it's going to be, a photo here, and then there's going to be an illustration here. So you're sending the end illustration. And then this is the beauty about it. In that email, you attach mock-ups of frame poster with their illustration. So this sounds a little complicated, but it's really not. All you have to do is just go onto printful.com and go to a mockup generator. In that mockup generator, you're going to find a frame poster. You can do canvas, you can do poster, that's totally up to you. And then what you basically do is you upload illustration, that illustration that you're about to send, and you create mock-ups of the frame poster with that illustration. And the reason you want to do this is because, us humans, we are very visual animals. And once you send the customer the end result of how it can look like and the dimensions and everything, they're much more likely to actually buy the upsell. So in that email that we send to the customer, thanking them for the order, we also attach these mock-ups and we say, hey, would you like us to print, high quality frame poster, free shipping, just pay this amount and we're going to send that to you. And if you don't know, Printful is a print-on-demand service, right? So you don't need to buy anything in bulk. You don't need to, have some kind of minimum order quantity. None of that, right? Printful is just, you buy something once, you place an order, and then they make that order and send it to the customer. So, it's all customizable. All the products on Printful are customizable, right? So if we're talking about frame posters, then they're going to, print it, frame it, and then send it to the customer anywhere in the world, right? In the United States, the shipping times with Printful are about 3 days, right? So it's super fast. And that's the beauty about it. If you're going to do drop shipping now, selling these products from China, then the shipping times are super long. But if you're doing print on demand in the US or Europe, then the shipping times are fast and your customers are going to be happy. And as you might know, if your customers are happy, then your business is going to grow, right? So, this is the strategy. So we buy Facebook ads, we get people from Facebook onto our website. On our website, our goal is to get people to buy. Once the people buy, we then have either a team of artists who create those illustrations, or if you're just starting out, you don't need to find a team, you can just get it done on Fiverr.com, okay? And then once the artist creates the illustration, you then send it to the customer, and in that email, you also tell them, you upsell them. You tell them, hey, we would like to print it and frame it and send it to you. And from my business, about 70% or about 60%, so every 2 out of 3 people say yes, and they actually buy the upsell, right? And this is where you actually make the real money, right? So think about this. Let's say you get the illustration done for $10 and you sell it for $30, right? So your profit margin is going to be about $20. Now, let's say, for example, that you're getting a cost per purchase consistently on Facebook at about $20, right? Or $25, let's even say. Let's say you're getting them for a negative, right? No one, by the way, talks about this on Facebook. Everyone's like, yeah, I scaled super hard with Facebook, and I was getting a profitable ROAS. But let's assume that you're getting a break-even ROAS, or even you're getting a slightly negative ROAS. Well, the thing is that you can actually make that money back and actually make a profit on these upsells, right? So the beauty about it is that you're selling a digital product on the front end for a little price, and then you make the actual real profit, on the back end once the customer has already received this illustration, and now you're like, hey, let us print this for you, right? And let us send this to you. And this is where you make the real money, because, once the customer has already committed to this thing, upselling him another $30, $40, $50 is not that hard, and obviously, if everyone wants a framed poster, not everyone, but like the majority of people, they don't want just a digital product. They want to have something physical. They want to hang it on the wall, right? And that's where you're going to make the most of your money. And this upsell can actually make up your negative return on ad spend on Facebook, right? Because it's pretty hard to make Facebook profitable, but with this strategy, you have a very big buffer zone, right? You have the profit margin on the front end, and then on the upsell, that adds an extra $20, $30, right? So it doubles, So you can get more customers for a cheaper price, and then you can make more money on them, right? More profit. So yeah. This is, and I call this strategy combining two different, I call this combining two different strategies. First off, you're doing custom digital illustrations, right? So you're kind of in the customized niche, you create illustrations. And I think this is beautiful because and then wait, sorry. Let me get back to this thought. So you're in one niche, and then you're also in the print-on-demand industry, right? So you're kind of combining best of both worlds, and I think this is a beautiful strategy because you avoid long shipping times. You are not selling products that you're not proud of. And you are actually creating real value, right? So by doing these custom illustrations, you're creating unique things that did not yet exist anywhere in the universe, right? Because these are custom, these are made to order. And once you create them, you then print them with a print-on-demand service, and that they have, Printful has high quality frame posters, they have fast shipping, and and I think this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful strategy. And this is what I do. The numbers I showed you in the beginning, this is exactly what I do. And I think that this is by far the best e-commerce business model that you can start, in 2021 or any other year, right? Because really you are selling, it just works so amazingly, right? You're selling a custom digital illustration. First off, it's a digital product, number one. Second of all, it's custom. Third off, you're creating actual value, right? And then you take that and then you actually print it. So you're making more money, right? And since you're selling with a lower price on the front end, you get more customers. And by getting more customers, you can upsell to people and make more money, right? And right now in the pandemic, the shipping times are super long from China or whatever, right? So the classical way of drop shipping, if you've been researching that, is not really an option. So I think, in my opinion, this right here is one of the best e-commerce business models that you can start. So if you want to learn more about this or follow me, then make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I actually do e-commerce myself. I do it on a day-to-day basis. YouTube is just kind of a side thing where I record my journey, where I share with you the things I learned. So if you want to learn from me, then feel free to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, if you thought that this business model is, pretty cool, smart, or interesting, then make sure to drop me a like on this video. And then and also notification bell, since I'm going to be releasing these videos, you're going to be the first to be notified. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and till next time.